What is up? Don Mafia. What's good, fools? So, all right. And so I know that I said that I was going to start at 7, but whatever. I mean, I just got done with dinner and I was super eager to talk some Bills football with the homies. We already got a couple of people in here. We're not gaming. What's up, dude? I hope I didn't make you wait too long. But I mean, hey, trust me. I mean, we all know that if you tune in to Don Mafia Thursdays, it's always a good time. What's up, Tom? What's up, Shay? LeBron, my dude. Shay, how's your day? Yo, man, honestly, my day's been cool. Just been chilling, the normal, just your everyday average Thursday, just kind of making it happen. And I hope you had a good day. Nathaniel, what's good, man? Hope all is good. AJ, what's good? Can't wait for Bills season. Me neither, man. Me neither. Bro, play me in Madden. Funny you say that. Because this channel is about to start doing some Madden videos. And I have a couple of surprises for you during the season. I'm going to tie in Madden to my weekly upload schedule once the Bills season starts. I'm going to be doing some collabs with other YouTubers that root for different teams. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Madden simulation where I play another fan's team, the exact same team that the Bills are playing that week. It's going to be dope. But I am waiting on a PS4 to come in, and I'm probably going to wait for Madden 21 to come out for me to actually start balling with it. So something to think about. Peter, Dan equals the GOAT. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Bob, yo, man, how about our offense? Dude, I'm thrilled with our offense. I really, really am. I mean, as far as the picks were concerned, I was completely fine with giving up that first round. And so especially the wide receiver talent that we picked up so late in the draft, there's really nothing to be upset about. Did you see the video of Bass hitting a 50-yarder standing still? I did, dude. He's a freak. And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Hoshka gets cut, especially once training camp is over. I could see the rookie becoming our new go-to, especially if he's able to, consistently hit those 50-yarders with 1 foot. And really, just imagine what he can do with just a regular setup. It would be absolutely disgusting. What do you think the Bills' MVP will be this year? I think it's going to be Josh Allen, man. I do. I really think that Josh Allen's about to have a breakout year this year. I really, really do. You look at the progression that he's made, especially during his second year. His first year, he was a rookie, clearly. But I could really see Josh Allen taking that next step and not only be an MVP for the Bills, but be an MVP for potentially the NFL. It's a possibility. It really is. Who do you think the Bills? I already read that question. Golden ticket, Josh Allen. Yep. Record prediction after the drafts. Well, Tyler, I'm probably going to have to make another video on this, once I go through the entire schedule. And the schedule should be being released, I think between tomorrow or sometime early next week. The schedule and the actual times will be out. So, I'm thinking 11-5. I'm thinking of 12-4. But I'll go ahead and I'll make a video about it, especially since the tickets come out. And so the schedule, rather. So, Outlander, what's up? Stephen Hoshka sucks. Yeah. He was a boss when he first came here, but for some reason he was just never the same after a while. It was crazy. At least we're not the Lions fans. 1 playoff win in 63 years. Yeah, that's pretty tough, but I'm definitely wanting a playoff win soon. I'm definitely wanting it, but this year's the year. 99 overall, Josh Allen and Reggie White golden ticket. Really want that card. That's sick. Huge Bills fan from Vegas. Prod Surgical. What's up, man? That's awesome. You're going to have to tell us Bills fans what to do when the Bills go to Vegas to play the Raiders this year. You're going to have to do that. I'm actually super excited. I'm not sure about you guys. In fact, put in the chat like what away games you want to go to or like which ones you think you're going to go to. I am definitely like hands down going to the Vegas game. Like there's nothing stopping me. I would love to go to Nashville. That would also be one of the away games. But definitely Vegas is my number one priority. Connecticut in the house. What's up, Mako? Hey, Dan, big virtual hug from Mexico City. I'm always looking for your channel. Let's go Bills, top 3 defense. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I agree. Scott, what's up, man? Dan, Bean said they picked Bass for punting, touchbacks, and 50-plus field goal tries. He said in that priority. Do you think he misspoke punt? I mean, honestly, Scott, I think that Bean has demonstrated that he's definitely wanted to throw up a smokescreen. I mean, I think before the draft, he was quoted in saying that they have full confidence in TJ Yeldon. But I mean, then, in the 3rd round, we end up picking up Zach Moss. I think it's a smokescreen. I mean, I really don't foresee transitioning somebody over to being a punter when clearly they should be your go-to guy, like for those, like for just field goals in general. I mean, I think that he's going to be our number one guy, and I'm just seeing Hoshka being cut, though. Really. I'm thinking it's a smokescreen. Do you think Zach Moss is a more polished running back than Devin Singletary? No, I wouldn't say that. I think that 2 of them are tremendous athletes, but they just thrive and they execute much differently because they just have 2 different styles. You know what I mean? Like Zach Moss is like that bruiser. He's like that guy that's going to be able to like punch the gut of defensive lines and really be, that 3rd down back or like be that goal line back that like you hand the ball off to him, like you're getting 6. Like that's just straight up. Devin Singletary is that more explosive guy off to the outside that can make you miss, super shifty, and get like those big time plays itself. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that one of the 2 is more polished than the other. I think that both of them are exceptionally talented, and I think that they are both going to thrive based off of the 2 different styles that they bring to the table. I see John Brown stepping up his game. Oh, yeah, dude, for sure, for sure. I did a video 2 days ago where I was trying to predict the final wide receiver room for the Bills. And I mean, one guy commented, he was just like, we should totally cut Brown. Like, there's no reason to have him. And I personally thought that was dumb because John Brown, like, I mean, you just don't cut your 2019 number 1 who put up over 1,000 yards for you. I mean, really, at the end of the day, when it comes to John Brown, I mean, just imagine the type of production that he is going to bring to the table when he's not going up against a team's best cornerback. He's going up against a CB2. Like this guy is about like, I wouldn't be surprised if John Brown has more yards than Stefon Diggs this year. Let's just put it that way. Cut Croft. I thought I saw that. Dan, I know it's not a popular opinion, but I think Josh Allen for MVP or Kyler Murray. I think that Josh Allen will be in the conversation. I'm not willing to say that he will be 100%, but I think he will be in the conversation. That's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. Cheap shot from the Jets guy. Who's the Jets guy? I didn't see it. What do you think, Dan, about not getting another tight end? Oh, and May 9th or May 10th schedule comes out. The NFL announced it a couple days ago. Okay, sick. I mean, honestly, I have full confidence in Dawson Knox. Croft, I think he was underutilized, especially due to injury. I think that we really didn't give him enough of an opportunity to stand out and demonstrate what he really can do. And I mean, as far as addressing tight end in the draft, there really wasn't a lot of talent in the draft. Like once you got out of that 1st round, I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 names I forgot right now, but I mean, it just wasn't worth wasting a pick on a tight end. So I'm completely confident within our room. I think that Dawson Knox, if he can address a couple of his dropping issues, then we should be, ready to go. Bills division now. Yeah, dude. Hands down. Like there's not a more complete team in the AFC East. Now, some people can try to argue that the Dolphins are, but I mean, while I think the Dolphins will end up nabbing second place, maybe a wild card. Well, especially a wild card now that 7 teams make the playoffs this year from each conference. They're not first place material. That's the Bills. And like the Bills would really need to shit the bed in order for us not to win the division. Let's put it that way. Super Bowl season coming right up. I agree, man. What do you think about Good Morning Football calling the Bills the most overhyped team? I mean, what's new, right? I mean, just the mainstream media just going ahead and continuously shitting on the Bills. Like, there's nothing that we can ever do. There's nothing that there's nothing that the Bills can accomplish that the media would be praising us. Absolutely nothing. Because we just play unorthodox football. Like, we're like a defense-first team who has a tremendous run game. And now that we've added those pieces to our pass game, I mean, we'll probably like be an 11-win team this year. And the media is going to keep on pulling out excuses. Like, it's just, they're never going to be believers. Never. The Raiders are my second team, but Bills are my number one, so I'm rooting for them. I like that. I might come to Buffalo to see my Steelers play. Yeah, dude, trust me, New Era is fun. It's really fun. And so tailgating's an awesome time, Clutch Claw. It really is. Don't like be scared of going up and talking to Bills fans for tailgates. Like, mostly Bills fans are super friendly before the game. So yeah, dude, definitely go up to New Era. It's an experience. It is an experience. So I highly recommend that you check it out if you have not had an opportunity to. I'm 3 hours away from Nashville. It's an awesome city. I'm from Ireland, so I'm going to no games. Tom, dude. Well, hopefully you'll be able to make it out to one eventually. It's a ball, man. It's a ball. I'm going to go to Vegas, San Fran, and Denver. Denver would be dope. Denver would be sick. Denver would totally be sick. I forgot to even include that. Maybe I'll like skip Nashville because I've been to Nashville before. I think I would do Denver and Vegas. Buffalo from Albany, New York. What's good? Cameron, what's good, man? Wish I had a Yingling 12-4. Yo, surprising, right? I found Labatt Blue Light right at a grocery store down the road for me. And I mean, they only had like a 12er. So I like downed that, obviously. And then all I had like now was Yingling. But I was really trying to save one for the live stream. But I mean, it's been so long since I've had Labatt Blue Light. And so Labatt Blue is super easy to find, but Labatt Blue Light has been very difficult for me. But yeah. And so if I could pass you a Yingling, bro, I would. And 12-4. I totally agree with that as well. Zach's more of a runner than Buffalo. Zach's more of a runner that Buffalo wants. Yeah, dude, he's a boss, man. Like his absolute his absolute power and dominance is absolutely ridiculous. Like you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Do you think Wade will make the team this year? No, I don't, man. I don't. There's really no way. I mean, you're going to see a video. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to do a running back room. But, I mean, I will tell you right now that it's going to be Singletary. It's going to be Moss. It's going to be TJ Yeldon. They're still going to keep him. And then the other guy that we picked up that's been a Bill before, him. But I just don't see Christian Wade. He'll probably be on the practice squad again this year. Oh, I just got Jeff King. Thank you so much for that $20 donation, man. That really helps out the channel. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know, dude. Jeff's a boss. Question, why Cam is in the conversation? Because we're second stop for Panthers players. You know, it's so funny because, like, everyone always says that. But, I mean, like, I've talked to several other fan bases, some of my homies that are fans of other teams. And when you get a new coach, like specifically my buddy, he's a Detroit Lions fan, and he tells me that fans say that all the time too. Like, oh, Matt Patricia bringing in another Patriot. So, I mean, it makes sense, like when you have a coach that, finds guys that are familiar with his system, then why not? You know what I mean? That's why like the whole bringing the Carolina Panthers over to the Bills really just never bothered me because they're familiar with McDermott's system. You know what I mean? But Cam Newton, no. In fact, I saw somebody on Good Morning Football or something like that being like, "Oh, Cam Newton, he needs to come on," or some shit like that. It was like dumb. It was dumb. Cam Newton's dude. Cheeto for a $10 donation. Thank you, Chino. One run on me. Josh Lasecki, $69. Thank you. Thank you for the $69 donation, man. In fact, I mean that's probably my favorite donation so far. Not because of the quantity, but just, I mean, your boy being as immature as I am, I do enjoy a good 69, literally and figuratively. Who's your MVP pick? From the Bills or the NFL by itself? What's so great about Denver? The greenery? Rick James. I've never been to Denver, and all my friends go there. And all of my friends go there and visit, and they say it's such an amazing thing. I have been really wanting to check out like the West Coast national parks and shit like that. Like really going out ahead and like really seeing, like mountains, going on like hikes and stuff like that. They have great breweries too. And I'll definitely smoke a J once I'm out there. Who wouldn't, right? But yeah, so that's why Denver would be cool. Yeah, you're right. So Peter said that he was thinking, "Oh yeah, let's bring Cam Newton over here." Dumb. Like, no, don't bring Cam Newton there. Don't bring Cam to the Bills. Like, there's absolutely no reason why. In fact, what do y'all think about Jake Fromm? And so I'm gonna wait, and so to give my opinion until I hear y'all's. Death Valley in Yosemite. Yeah, dude. That would be sick. You can smoke in New York, can you? Recreationally? Oh, yeah, that is right. You can. Sick. All right, so we have Jake Fromm, fire, and then Rico goes Jake Fromm, also known as Noodle Arm. Fromm or Barkley. Solid backup in Fromm. I think Jake's a solid backup for Josh. He's going to look good in training camp. They're probably going to release Peterman or Barkley. Yeah. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, all right. So, I've definitely heard enough takes. Not going to lie to you, at first I was kind of upset because I'm a UGA fan for college football, and I just was so pissed when UGA let Justin Fields walk, and then Jake Fromm ended up coming on and being the guy. A $4.20 donation. Thank you so much. What's going to happen to Hoshka? I'm going to come back. Let me finish my Jake Fromm take real fast. Didn't like Jake Fromm at all, but I do like his accuracy. He's a leader. He's a hard worker, and I think that he is better than Barkley. Do I think that he's going to threaten Josh Allen for his starting position? Absolutely not. But I think that he is an upgrade to our backup quarterback room because I wouldn't necessarily trust Barkley to win us a couple of games. Knock on wood, God forbid that so when Josh Allen goes down for a game or two, I do not trust Barkley, but I do trust a Jake Fromm. That's just me. Maybe I'm speaking too soon because we haven't seen him play in the NFL, but that's me. Jake Fromm, State Farm. Yeah, no, I saw that. That's been going on. Cardell Jones looked good in the XFL too. Yeah, fantastic. How are the Bills going to deal with contract extensions? That's one of my biggest questions too. I really wanted them to extend Milano. I know that they've been talking about extending him and Trey White. Obviously, we ended up picking up Trey's 5th-year option, and all signs are pointing to the fact that we're working on signing him long term. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear news about that relatively soon. Matt Milano is somebody I really, really, really want to re-sign, really extend. I mean, he's like a backbone of our defense. He's probably the most underrated player on the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, is Matt Milano, the most underrated player we have. He's big. I really want him. And then I think also Deion Dawkins, he's up for an extension perhaps. Personally, I think this year, I think we only have enough cap left to be able to extend two of them, not unless we do like a backloaded deal where we just give them like a super small salary this year and then the following year it just blows up. I don't know. Dawkins has same agent as Milano. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, okay, so back to what's gonna happen with Hauschka? I think he's getting cut, man. I think he's getting cut. I really do. Like, granted, we haven't seen the rookie like actually translate into the NFL quite yet, but I mean, do you even draft a kicker? Like, not unless would you even spend draft capital on a kicker unless you intended on him actually starting for you? Like, I mean, I don't know. And so, like, say, for example, that we were just bringing in somebody to shake up Hauschka and, like, bring in some competition, then we would have, like, signed, like, some free agent or something like that, or somebody that was cut from another team. Like, we spent draft capital on a kicker, so I'm thinking that Hauschka is going to be gone. Dude, the Ravens general manager is considering signing Antonio Brown. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to see him play again. I really, really do. I really want to see him play again. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, what he did to us was super shitty. I mean, I'm like still salty about that. Like, there's no question about that. But I mean, he's a hell of a player, and I like really hope that he can play. But to be honest with you, I could see him having another mental breakdown and like play like another 2 games and then be cut afterwards. So it's going to be a risk. It's going to be a risk, but I would love to see him play again. Yeah, I did see that video. And so I did see the video right of the new kicker. He's a boss, man. He really is. Realistic Josh Allen stat line, in your opinion? Are we talking? Oh. Okay, Anthony. So you want to give me... Okay. I'm saying over 4,000 yards passing. I'm saying 19 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. No. 27 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And so that could change entirely. Like, I'm like going to be looking at training camp with a microscope. Did you see that Trey and Ocho beefed? Did they? I didn't see that. Talking about extending Dawkins too. Yeah, I saw that that's something they're considering. Between the two, who has a better chance of being an MVP? Dak or Josh? And so there's an MVP for both conferences. No, there's not. The better season, maybe. I mean, it depends. I mean, both of them have a lot to prove. I mean, Dak just got himself a hell of a new weapon in CeeDee Lamb. So, I mean, say that Dak is not in the MVP conversation with receivers like Amari Cooper and then now CeeDee Lamb at his disposal. And then, of course, with Ezekiel Elliott in the back. And then the conversation shouldn't be like, why is Dak not an MVP? But the conversation should be like, oh, maybe he doesn't deserve to be signed for a long-term deal. But, I mean, I think Josh Allen's about to go off. I do. Love how Dan just shut that MVP thing down real quick. Oh, I shut that shit I shut that shit down real quick. I said 28 touchdowns, 5 rushing, and 10 picks, and over 4,000 yards. Yeah, Angel, I like that a lot. Did you like the 2 wide receivers that the Bills picked up? Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I'm really excited about Hodgins. I'm really excited about Gabriel Davis. It's going to be interesting. I mean, both of them are from like D2, D2 or D3 schools, right? I think Gabe Davis will most likely do very, very well. But I mean, realistically, I don't foresee him taking away any snaps from like John Brown, like many snaps from John Brown at least, or like Cole Beasley. But I mean, he might be like that good like red zone target guy. It'll be interesting. And Hodgins, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because I mean, he's essentially competing for like the final roster spot, So I mean, he's going to be between like Duke Williams. And like I said, like since Duke Williams, his job's in trouble because we just like ended up signing or drafting 2 very large receivers. So it's going to be tough. Teams are going to have a hell of a time covering our wideouts. Hell yeah, they are, dude. Hell yeah, they are. And just especially with like Cole Beasley's and Stefon Diggs route running is just absolutely disgusting. Like DBs are going to hate themselves. I'm late to the party, but is Moss or Motor the lead back? I think the Bills are switching over to a running back by committee. But I do see Singletary taking the majority of the snaps. I see Moss as like a third down guy, or I see him as like a goal line red zone type running back, like that power guy. But I'm going to have to see that Singletary is going to be the dude. Bills missed on J.K. Dobbins. Dude, you got to tell me. But you know what? I do like AJ Epinesa. I do like Epinesa. I do. But it didn't help me out when I saw J.K. Dobbins go legitimately the next pick. But hey, like I said, I like Epinesa and I love Zach Moss. I really, really do. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. Brian Cox Sr. posted a pic on Twitter in Bills gear 10 years ago. If you bet money on that, you would be living in Malibu with Poyer and Allen's wife. I know, dude. Brian Cox Sr., dude, like he hated the Bills. Like I've never like met a player that hated our team more than anybody on the face of the planet besides Brian Cox Sr. And now his son is signed by the Buffalo Bills. That's interesting. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to support your son. And honestly, Bills Mafia, we welcome you. We welcome you to root your son on and our team likewise, right? Dan, my guy, Ryan, what's good, man? Always good to see you. Isaiah Hodgins. Where is that? Dried Ocean. You make me smile every time you talk about the Bills. You're always so positive when you talk about them. You always expect the best from them and for them to destroy their next opponents. I mean, dude, like it's called manifesting. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to manifest. Like you can't go into like life like being negative about anything. Like I don't know. That's just kind of always how I've been. And I've always been like a glass half full kind of guy. But I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's not like just like blind optimism. Like I do my research and I look at our opponents. And if I think the Bills are going to kick their ass, I'm going to tell you that the Bills are going to kick their ass. It's facts, dude. Best of the AFC East quarterback and go. Josh Allen, hands down. Hands down. No question. Josh Allen. King Dre Sports, what's good, man? Stefon Diggs stats prediction. He's gonna go over for 1,000 yards. I'll tell you that. It'd be about 1,300 yards. With him though, don't be surprised if his first couple of games, his stats are a little low because I have a feeling that he's gonna be double teamed a lot. But then I think that he's gonna absolutely blow up about week 4, week 5. We have a tough schedule this year. And hey, man, honestly, I was worried about it at first too, but then, we had our drafts. I mean, we ended up having our draft right quick. We had our free agency, and now I'm saying 11-5, 12-4. And say that it's worse, you need to keep in mind that the rest of our division needs to play the NFC West as well. And I think the Bills are going to do a lot better. than the rest of the teams in our division stacked up against those kind of teams. So no toxicity from this squad. Yeah, dude, for sure. It's all about that. It's all about that. Yo, my boy Ollie, always in here. And the pressure is on Josh now more than ever with Diggs. Yeah, dude. Like, Josh really has no excuse right now. He has no excuse. He's in his third year. He's not a rookie anymore. He's seen enough. And now he has arguably one of the best offensive casts in the NFL. I mean, Josh has no excuse. He really doesn't. You think Aaron Rodgers or Andy Dalton is more likely to go to the Pats? Holy shit, I hope it's Andy Dalton. I really hope it's Andy Dalton. I cannot imagine Aaron Rodgers going to the Pats, both for selfish reasons, because I don't want Aaron Rodgers anywhere near the AFC East. Like, that would just be like an absolute punch in the gut. Like lose Brady to the AFC East and then only have Aaron Rodgers come in. But I mean, Rodgers, he's not going anywhere. I'm sure he's having a hissy fit about the fact that they ended up drafting Jordan Love, but he'll get over it. But with Andy Dalton, yeah, it's funny because I have a buddy that's a Pats fan, and I always told him months ago, I was just like, yo, y'all about to pick up Andy Dalton. He's like, no, dude, you're crazy. That's not even going to be in the conversation. Yeah, it is, man. I think it is. I really, really think that the Pats are going to sign Andy Dalton. What are your thoughts on Tyler Bass? I like him, man. I think he's coming for Hosh's job. I really do. And so defenses can't forget we still have Dawson Knox. Yeah, I know, dude. Absolutely. It's crazy. And so Zach Moss, too, who has also proven that he can be a pass catching back, too, which is insane. I'm absolutely excited to watch this. I'm so excited to watch our team play. What do you think if Allen does not perform? Do you think this is his last year? It's kind of hard to say. Last year, no, maybe not. But then I could see the Bills sort of turning to the draft the following year, or maybe signing a free agent in the offseason, still have him on the roster, etc. But I have full confidence in Josh to absolutely go off this year. He's going to be our starter for the next 10 to 12 years if I'm a gambling man. Who do you think the Pats quarterback will be? It's not going to be Stidham, dude. There's no way it's going to be Stidham or Brian Hoyer or that guy they drafted, I think, late round, or they picked up as an undrafted free agent, Jamar something, I forgot. But no, dude, they're either going to pick up Cam Newton or they're going to pick up Andy Dalton. I mean, there's no reality that it's not going to happen, because people always say that, Bill Belichick, he's just going to tank for Trevor Lawrence. Bill Belichick, he's not tanking. He's not tanking. That's not a part of his DNA. The guy is old. He's not prepping for another 7 to 8 years coaching. He's about on his way out. So he still wants to win football games. He's not tanking. He's not tanking. So that's why I think that he's probably going to go for an Andy Dalton for maybe a 1 or 2 year deal, and say that he really has a lot of confidence in Stidham, and then he'll just sit him another year or two and just teach him. But yeah, I do not see Bill Belichick rolling over and dying. There's absolutely no way. I hear the Bucs put the 5th year option on OJ Howard. Interesting. I mean, honestly, the Bills almost have too many offensive weapons, which is crazy coming from us, right? Who the hell ever would have thought that was the case? That's hysterical. Rodgers to the Colts in 2 years after Rivers leaves. That would be interesting. And so the Colts would just be having a revolving door of old quarterbacks, because Rodgers would be 38 at that point. If Josh fails, does this regime go with him, or do next get another crack at QB1? I'd say they deserve another shot if that were to happen. I think you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't give up on a quarterback that makes progress, right? So, I mean, Josh has made progress from the first to the second season, and say that Josh like stays stagnant or he slightly improves, then yeah, like he's still your guy. He just needs the click. But I mean, say that he makes a decline or like he stays stagnant for the next like 2 years, and yeah, done. Like that was the same thing with me with Tyrod Taylor. Like I was a huge Tyrod guy. Like I defended him like from the end of the earth. But then after a while, like I just kept seeing the same thing. I didn't see progression. I didn't see like what I wanted to see out of my quarterback. And that's why I started becoming an advocate. I'm like, okay, let's look at the drafts. Let's pick up a quarterback like Josh Allen, you know? And here we are. Josh could have 2,500 yards and not be gone. Yeah, for sure. Pats only have 11 million in cap space, and it will be really hard to sign either Cam or Dalton. Yeah, but then again, think of it this way. Dalton and Cam are free agents right now. So if Belichick was smart, he would like sign them for like a 2-year deal, like not quite league minimum. They're not going to take that, but they could sign like a backloaded deal, right? So like just have this year be full of incentives and like a minimum salary, maybe a little bit above a minimum salary, and then their second or third year deal would be like more backloaded to where they get like that monster salary afterwards. I mean, that could be a way. And then plus like they like need to put that roster down to 53 million as well. So I mean, they could still make some cuts to like make that happen. So that could be interesting. Cam Crybaby Newton. What are your predictions on Josh's stat line? Once again, I said 27 touchdowns. He runs. I say that he runs for 750 yards. He rushes for 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he throws for over 4,000 yards. That's me. And so this is from Brandon. And I get that everyone has doubts and opinions, but let's look at the process the past 2 years. And our weapons are far and few in between. And now we're stacked. Sit back and enjoy what's coming. Yeah, dude. I know. Like, listen, y'all, like we're about to be in for a treat this year. Like watching Bills football is going to be exciting. And I'm not sure about y'all, but I mean, like practically like the Bills always preach to their players like, oh, hey, hungry and humble. And you know what? I'm happy about that. I want my players to be like that. But for me as a fan, I'm going to be the most obnoxious fan on the face of the planet, especially to my buddies that root for other teams. You want to know why? Sweet revenge, baby. So many people would talk shit to me. Oh, dude, you like the Bills, dude? Guess what? I'm going to be shoving that shit down their throat on the regular. I'm going to be the most obnoxious Bills fan you've ever met, and I hope a lot of you are the same way. If not, whatever. It's cool, baby. We're all, fans of the same thing. Let's do it. And who do you think will place second? I think the Dolphins are going to go second place, man. I do. I really think the Dolphins are about to go in second place. I think that their free agency is absolutely insane. Their draft was all right. But I think the Dolphins are about a year away from being like an actual competitor. Like the Bills and the Dolphins, like that rivalry is about to actually be relevant again. Elliot, what's good? This kid, Gabriel Davis out of UCF, is the most underrated wide receiver in the draft. Seen with my own eyes at UCF, and we got ourselves a gem. Dude, I'm pumped. Was watching a lot of his highlights, and like y'all know that I absolutely love contested catches. Like that's like a slept-on stat to me. Is contested catches. And I mean, he can just get up there and just bully you out of like he can bully DBs and really come down with some amazing catches. And I mean, I'm ready for it. Like that's like that red zone target we need, right? And so I just had a little post-traumatic stress disorder because I just thought about like that one contested catch that Duke Williams could have caught in the end zone during the playoff game. I'm going to have to crack a beer for that one. The Finns have a solid cornerback room. Yeah, they do. They really do. Their secondary is about to be pretty lit. But that's nothing running the damn ball can fix, right? Nothing running the damn ball can fix. I think the Jets will do better than the Finns this year. That's interesting. I don't, because I think that Adam Gase is a cancer to whatever team he goes to, and whatever team he goes to is going to be absolute shit. I took Allen so late last year in fantasy, and everyone laughed at me. He finished like quarterback 6 or 7, was very consistent. Yo, dude, listen. So Josh Allen, he was the first quarterback that I drafted like right in fantasy. And like my number one rule in fantasy football is don't overload on the team that you like, because then like you're not going to win. Like it's just being biased, and like you're not like putting in like the actual research. But Josh Allen's a killer in fantasy. Like you put a dual threat quarterback that can stay healthy throughout the entire year, then yeah, dude, he's a boss. He really is. What you drinking, Dan? Kenny, I'm drinking Yingling, dude. I'm drinking Yingling. And so I had some Labatt Blue Light the other day, but finished those, and then I had to go grab, I think this is like, I'm pretty sure that this is America's oldest beer. Yep. So it's America's oldest brewery. Joining a little late. What's the thought on Jake Fromm? I don't think he's going to threaten Josh Allen at all, but I think he's going to be a great backup. In fact, it's interesting too, because I was reading an article. I think it was by Matt Perino or something from Syracuse Up. He's thinking that the Bills are going to take three quarterbacks on their 53-man roster. So that's interesting. And by the way, so I know that there's a technically 55-man roster, but there's fine print right there. Like you can only bring 2 guys up to your 53-man, and the second the game is over, you need to go back down to 53 and send them back. So, but he's saying that overall the Bills are going to have 3 on their 53, which is interesting. Dan, are you from New York? I am, dude. I was born in Mercy Hospital in South Buffalo. Lived there for about a year or 2. Then I moved to Hamburg, New York. Would have went to Frontier High School if I were to stay there, but my family moved me to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina when I was a kid. So, but New York's in my roots, man. And all of my extended family still lives there too. Yeah, Kenny, trust me, dude. This Yingling, it hits the spot, dude. It hits it. Do you see any other free agent pickups before camp? Yeah, I wouldn't see any like big names though, and like not even like secondary names, like not even names that you're somewhat familiar with. Like we're probably gonna hear names of like people that got like released from the practice squad or something. Like it's just gonna be depth at this point. Like I think that the Bills have like their final product at this point. I agree that 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Fromm will be game day. Yep. Fromm will be a game day inactive until McDermott thinks he's ready. Yeah, dude, I agree with you. Frontier is heroin high. Yeah, I heard that, dude. And so I heard that they like struggle with that tremendously. South Carolina wasn't like that. Maybe that's why my parents moved me away. What's your record prediction this year? I'm going 11-5, 12-4. And so do you think that Norman or Wallace is our CB2, or do you see our 7th round stepping up? I don't even think our 7th round is going to make the team, man. So I think our 7th round is probably going to be demoted to the practice squad. But as far as a cornerback 2, I think it's going to be Norman. I really think that Norman is going to have a bounce back year because he's finally playing in a system that plays to his strengths. And I think Levi is going to be a slot corner because he thrives in like zone coverage situations. So I think that would be my ideal cornerback setup. I was born at Mercy Hospital too. I currently live in Rochester, New York. Are there any thoughts on keeping Murphy? I mean, really, there's like really no reason to keep Murphy at this point, right? Especially since we drafted AJ Epinesa. We still have Jerry Hughes. We got Mario Addison. I mean, there's really no point. I mean, I think that we could save a little bit of money by letting him go. But I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe Sean McDermott keeps him, and like we just have like an absolute like rotational of a D line. I love our defensive line. It's sick. Charleston, South Carolina, Bills in the house. Charleston, what up, man? You're not too far away from me, Paul. Dan, my record prediction is 13-3. Dude, I love it. What are you smoking on? A Juul. A Juul. So I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, and then one day I just decided that I didn't want to smell like shit anymore, so I picked up this. And so, but I need to quit it too. It just takes. Voshon Joseph will be a breakout player this year. I've heard that, and I hope that he is. He played for Florida, right? He was a boss. Do you think that the Bills will get rid of Murphy and sign Clowney? Nah, I don't think so. I personally really like Murphy. So do I. But I'm just not sure that McDermott will keep him around. Try bourbon and a beer next time. Okay. Gilbert, what's up, man? Yo, man, I appreciate the donation. And I like 12-4. Me too, man. Me too. Like, realistically, the only games that I see us, and I don't even want to say for sure to lose, because we all know that the Bills always pull off like a shocking win every year, regardless of how our season is. I could see us losing to the Chiefs. I could see us losing to the Niners. I could see us losing to the Seahawks. And I could see us losing one game to the Dolphins. Just because they play us so hard each and every single time that they come up. So those would be the teams that I could see us dropping to. Chiefs, Niners, Seahawks, Dolphins once. Okay. Bill's going to run the table. Do you believe in miracles? Oh, I do. I think if EJ Gaines, if healthy, is a better quarterback in Buffalo's system than both Wallace and Norman. I'm a Wallace fan. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an interesting take. I mean, like, he's just been struggling, sort of staying healthy, to be honest with you. I mean, it should be interesting. Sounds like you're a Wallace fan. So am I. He's awesome. I just have a funny feeling that Norman's about to bounce back this year, man. I just have a funny feeling that Norman's about to bounce back. And I don't know what it is, but it's just something. Clowney's very overrated. Teams know it, and his availability at this stage of offseason proves it. Yeah, Daniel, I definitely agree with you there. And then, like, right to the point, too, like, he's asking for, like, way too much money, and that's why I think no team is, like, actually taken a, like, shot at him. This is the fact that he's asking for so much money, and teams are like, I think I'll just stick to the draft, or I'll just pick up somebody that, is in the twilight of their career, and they can still, produce. What are your thoughts on the new NFL CBA? I love it. I really, really do. I think that the extended playoff thing is absolutely boss. I really do. The 17 game thing, while it doesn't start until 2021, I think that was one thing that I sort of didn't agree with, just because of the fact that it's just going to cause like injury and stuff like that. Like, you hear interviews of players saying that like they are in unbearable pain once the season is over. So that extra game, while it doesn't seem like a lot, it is. But I mean, who knows? Like, that right there. I really like that the league minimum got bumped up. Like, these guys deserve to get paid a little bit more. I like the whole 55-man roster thing where you can just sort of bring a couple of guys from the practice squad up. And so I like the CBA overall, man. I really do. And like I said, I am absolutely pumped for that new playoff structure. I mean, come on, especially wild card weekend. Like, there's going to be 3 games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday. Like, that might be my favorite weekend of all time. And the playoffs are going in until February 28th. Yeah, I saw that. And so I think they were saying something that they're thinking about, like, starting the season like just like late, sort of like in October. Maybe that's what they said, or maybe they said that that was a possibility, that there was a possibility that they are putting out the schedule and they're flexible. So in case they need to move it to October, they can. But I mean, hey, dude, as long as we have football, I don't care. Like, no fans in the stadium, whatever. You know what I mean? Jeff King, thanks, dude. Dude, another one, $20. Thank you. Dan, I am a faithful follower of Rico and the Fanatics, but I enjoy your podcast very much, and I thank you for what you do. Been a Bills fan since the 70s, enjoying the direction they're going in. It's been a long time. Jeff, dude, thank you so much for the support, man. Rico and the Buffalo Fanatics are very good friends of mine. We definitely do a couple of collabs every now and again. Once the season starts getting closer, I'm sure I'll have Rico on the channel soon. But yeah, dude, I know, like, it's been a long time coming, right? It's been a long time coming. Like, now we finally have a team that we could be proud of, which is awesome. So, I mean, I'm on cloud 9 right now. Let's put it that way. Phillips works hard, and he's good against the rush as well. Great teammate too, for sure. I think the Bills will win the division at maybe 9-7 with signing so many familiar players. We have an advantage that other teams don't have. We don't have to rely on rookies. Might get us a few more wins. Yeah, dude, like 9-7. That's my buddy Mario's take from #sports. He thinks we're going 9-7. In fact, I think I need to ask Mario what his new record prediction is with our free agency, or with the draft being concluded. But I'm seeing 11-5, man. I really am. I'm seeing 11-5. 12-4, I'd be absolutely pumped. The quarterback we drafted in the 7th, Dane Jackson, is better than Levi Wallace. He's another underrated draft pick. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm like really excited to see training camp. And so I really hope that like people can go to training camp this year. That would be awesome, because I would love to do that. Like, I would like actually like buy a plane ticket, go up there and watch training camp. Okay. So line up what I think the AFC East is going to end up this season. Okay, Bills, first place at 11-5. Jets, second place. No. Sorry. Dolphins, second place, 9-7. Patriots, third place at 8-8. And the Jets, the basement, 6-10. What's up, Lever24? Thanks, Kenny. The Buffalo Fanatics and Mafia collab is always dope. Thanks, man. And so we've been told that it's like the rated R version of Buffalo Bills coverage, which I guess is not like a bad thing, right? You know what I mean? The NY Up channel did a 53-man roster prediction and had us carrying all 3 QBs besides Webb. What are your thoughts? Would you rather have depth at other areas and special teams? You know, that's funny because I did mention that a little earlier. And I did read that. I'm a big fan of Matt Perino, too, at NY Up. He really knows his stuff. So I figured that we should pull that up. Well, it looks like Buffalo Rumblings actually had it, too. It looks like Buffalo Rumblings, like, copy and pasted the article that NY Up just did. Okay. There you go. All right. So, like you said, with quarterbacks, all right, they have Josh Allen, Matt Barkley, and Jake Fromm, and they cut Davis Webb, right? So that's what we have so far. Let's get some thoughts on that. Thought on Epinesa wearing 57. He has big shoes to fill, man. Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill. You Bills Mafia, prove it. An elbow drop a table like the real Bills Mafia. Yo, bro, honestly, until you send me like a fold-up table right now, I'll do that right in my damn living room. Buy that ticket and have a good day. Something happened in the chat that I completely missed out on. We have no choice but to run 3 quarterbacks. We will lose from the instant he hits the practice squad. Yeah, facts. Casey Simmons, still the Pats division. I mean, Casey, you're right. And so right until we take it from you this year. And so you're right. It's still yours until the Bills take it, which we will. I'm stressing that we're going to get hyped up too much this offseason like the Browns last year and then just crap out and have a terrible season. Hope it doesn't happen, but dang, that would suck. Yeah, it really would. But I think if any team is destined to have a season like the Browns last year, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be the team that's going to have a crap out season like the Browns. And the Browns are going to have a bounce back year too. That's another take I have. Josh Allen will earn a Pro Bowl nod this year. Oh, yeah. I agree, man. And so he's definitely going to be in the conversation. He's definitely going to be in the conversation for an MVP. I'm feeling it. Who will be QB2, Barkley or Fromm? I think it's still going to be Barkley, but like we just said, I think Fromm's still going to be on the 53-man roster. He's just going to be a third string and like a healthy scratch. I'm scared. I know we're good, but our schedule is scary. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It really is, but those teams that are playing us should be scared too because we're a great team, man. We're a great team. Like there's nothing holding us back at this point. Let's see if Fromm can punt. No, I think I like what you're doing. Who's LA Beast? No way. The Bills are better built zone, better culture, better coach. And GM is doing a great job. And did you see the post power draft rankings? We're number 6 where we belong, dude. That blew my mind. He's my man's. I told him to raid you. Thank you. What year do you think they will make it to the Super Bowl? I think that we are in a Super Bowl window right now, man. I think that the Super Bowl window begins right now. I think it's this year. Like this year, we got to do it. We really do. Like we have like our team cemented right now. I think it's the year. And do you think Duke Williams is going to make the team? Nah, he's going to be cut. He'll be back on the practice squad, though. What's up, Marius? Hello from Georgia. What's up, man? I'm dating myself, but I saw the Bills play at the Rock Pile. And I haven't been this stoked since the Super Bowl days. Donnie, dude, like that's like great to hear. Like, especially like into like somebody that like had like the memories from like the 90s, like the big days and stuff like that. Like, so I was born in 91. Was born July 2nd, 1991. And I was alive like during the Super Bowl season. And like I just have like vague memories of my dad like screaming at the TV during the 93 Super Bowl. But that's about it. So I never really had the opportunity of enjoying and seeing a Bills team that's been like dope. You know what I mean? So finally it's here. We won it all. Rest in peace, Duke. 2021, we win it all. We lose to the Chiefs this year. And so in the AFC Championship you're talking about? And so if the Bills host the AFC Championship, come on. And fun fact about me, like I legitimately, like I like go to games up in Buffalo, but I only go to games from like middle October and before. Like I stay away once it starts getting like freezing because I mean, I've lived in South Carolina for now like damn, 17, 18 years. So I mean, I just can't handle the cold, but if we host an AFC Championship game, let's just say I'm about to sack up and be up there. Old school, I remember. We can give the Chiefs a run for their money. It's all about the pass rush. Yeah, dude, I agree. There's no team that we can't give a run for their money. Like, there's absolutely no team that we cannot beat this year. And that's a great thing. Like, that's a great way to feel about your team, right? Like, I can guarantee you right now, right? The Bills will not be blown out by any team this year. Even the games that we lose, it's going to be close. The Colts game, week 17, 2017. And so our Super Bowl hopes rest on Josh Allen's improvements. Yeah, dude, honestly, like we've said before, like Josh has no excuse right now. Like he has like all of the weapons that any quarterback needs. Any quarterback needs. So I agree with you. Coming from a Buffalo native, I don't blame you, bro. It gets cold as fuck after October in Buffalo. Yeah, dude, for sure, man. For sure, dude. Like I'm like only up in Buffalo to visit from like June to October. Like that's my window. Like when I go up there. Like winter, like and so y'all can have that. And so how do you think the Ravens will do this year? I think they'll be a good team, man. I really do. I don't necessarily see Lamar Jackson sort of regressing, but I do see similar production from him from the exact time last year, which is an MVP season. He's a stud. I think the Ravens will win their division for sure. I do. But I do think that the Browns are going to give him a run for their money. I think the Browns are going to give him a run for their money. I think the Browns are going to figure it out with that new head coach they just brought in. I think the Browns will take the wild card spot, or one of them at least. Dan, and so do you think we should pull Josh Allen? And so if he gets too excited to see what Jake Fromm can do, no, because like that's the kind of stuff that ruins people's confidence, that like ruins young quarterbacks' confidence, and they just wouldn't be the same. Who's the best fit for cornerback 2? I'm thinking it's Josh Norman, man. I really am. I'm thinking it's Norman. I think he's about to have a bounce back season because he's about to be in a system that perfectly meshes with his skill set. I think Josh Norman's about to surprise a lot of people this year. I really do. The Bills have playmakers in every single skill position on offense. I know. It's great, right? If I had to say our weakest position on offense is tight end. And that says a lot because Dawson Knox can ball, but that's really our weakest area. Dan, so if you're at a game and you're there, could we hit you up? Dude, you better hit me up. You better hit me up, dude. I'm trying to put together like a tailgate. Like I'm going to see if Fanatics wants to meet up and throw like a YouTuber tailgate. I think that would be dope. If not, dude, trust me, I'll be walking around Hammerlot. Y'all will see me. And so I'll be filming the whole thing too. And so I'll be doing a bunch of drunken interviews. Dan, what are your concerns of the team being able to gel with a shortage of time due to the beer bug? I have serious concerns of a wasted season. Jeff, that's a very interesting take, but here's why I'm not worried about it is the fact that it's the same thing that goes into the fact like, oh, like why is Sean McDermott like signing so many Panther players or some players that he's had like schemes with, or like why is he drafting this guy? I think our front office has done a tremendous job of drafting and signing scheme fits, right? So I think the majority of the new additions to our team are familiar with the type of scheme that Buffalo runs. And that's why I think that we're not going to see a huge impact of basically like our team not being able to gel, right? So that's why I'm not worried about it is the fact that like, and so the front office has just done a tremendous job with drafting and signing scheme fit players. And these guys are going to be able to like step in and have a great idea of how the offense and defense runs. So while it's somewhat concerning, I'm not too concerned because I think I think that our front office planned for this. What's up, Holly? How can I DM you on Instagram or Facebook? You can DM me on Instagram, man, at Real Dan Mitchell. Or so you can DM me on Twitter too if you want to. Same thing, at Real Dan Mitchell. Knox has to limit the drops. He does. Chad, what's good, man? And I really like the Gabriel Davis pick. So did I. And so to be honest with you, going back to the Gabriel Davis pick as well, I'm not going to lie to you. I did no research on that guy. Like zero research on this dude. And when we picked him, I was just like, wait a minute. He's still available? So once we ended up getting him in the damn 4th round, I was pumped. Ian, what up, dude? And so do you prefer Labatt Blue or Molson Canadian Labatt Blue? And so I do like Molson Canadian, though. But Labatt Blue is the winner for me. One reason Bean picked Davis and Hodgins is they have good hands, few drops. Yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts. And so I think both of them will make the team. And as I'm sure you guys know, with my last video, I gave you what I think the final wide receiver room is going to be. And so I think both of them will make this team. And then I think Robert Foster is about to be cut. I think Duke Williams is about to be practice squad. I forgot who else I said was going to be practice squad. Davis reminds me of Jarvis Landry. That would be dope. And I actually like Robert Foster. Yeah, I mean, so do I. He was like a huge contributor. He was a huge contributor to our team in 2018 when we had nobody. And for Josh's like rookie season, but I mean, it just didn't happen. And there just unfortunately is there's not a fit for him at this point. And I really like Hodgins' route running ability. So do I. And y'all, all of a sudden, we acting like Duke has a dropping problem. That Texans game, his arm was held back. It could have been a flag. Yeah, it could have been. Wade will be cut. Yeah, he will. I think he will. What's the one thing the Bills have to work on? Damn. And so I never thought that as a Bills YouTuber, I would ever have to like sit back and think of what the Bills need to work on, right? I mean, at this point, I feel like past seasons, I could easily like go on ahead and put it out. I think I think our offensive line could use a couple of improvements. Like we barely addressed our offensive line this season, right? Like as far as bringing in new talent. So let's just hope that their second season together as an entire unit, they've gelled and they've become one, and then that might be it. Yep. And so Jaden, same thing, dude, exactly. And just offensive line, because honestly, like, look at this. Like, secondary, dominant. Defensive line, the cold front is back. Wide receivers, come on, dude. Probably top 5 in the NFL. Running backs, insane. Quarterback, great. The only thing is really offensive line. And special teams is even pretty damn good. So, I mean, I don't know. 4 running backs, 7 wide receivers, I agree. And so a concern at the end of the season was tackling. Don't get me wrong, the defense was great, but I feel like some tackles were missed. Wild card game example. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And so run defense was an issue for a long time too, right? Who is the one team we should be worried about on our schedule next year? The Seahawks. The Seahawks. I think the Seahawks is going to be our hardest game next year. Just because I see the Seahawks being so I see the Seahawks winning the NFC next year. I really do. And so Milano is he's a great run stuffer, man. And so when he was injured those couple of games and we just absolutely got torched by the other teams, it was huge. And so with AJ Epinesa, he's a great run stopper too. Like that D line's about to be just incredible. Damn, spin. That's a question right there. There's going to be some tough cuts this year. Who is your surprise cut from the team this offseason? Steven Hoshka. He's going to be the surprise. Zach, what's good, man? Just started watching you, and you're great, bro. Thanks, man. That means a lot. That really, really means a lot, man. Glad you're part of the Don Mafia. Thank you. I believe the Bills have an advantage when it comes to a shorter training period. They have a great community as well as great defense, and defenses tend to find their rhythm much quicker compared to the offense. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like we have a dominant defense, and that's not going to change. Like I mean, like we still have a top 3 defense, and now we actually have an offense which is about to be balling. So the season's about to be ridiculous. How many sacks for Epinesa and Oliver? I think Oliver is going to have a breakout season this year. I think Epinesa, he's not very quick. He's powerful. I think he'll get 5 this year, and I think Oliver is going to get 9 or 10. I really think Oliver is going off this year. I was disappointed we didn't draft Bradley and Nye, though, from Utah. Yeah, but when AJ Epinesa, when he's available in the second round, right? And like no one expected him to like leave the first. I mean, you got to pick him. But Bradley and I is sick. He's good. Yo, Dan, what up? What up, Brett? And so do you think we're going to keep Milano right after this deal? And what do you think his next deal looks like? I mean, I personally would love to get him for another 4 to 5 years. 10, 11 million a year. I mean, he's worth it. He really is. Like this dude, he's the most underrated player on the Bills is Matt Milano. How many snaps will Gabriel Davis have? I think Gabriel Davis is going to be like a red zone receiver because, I mean, really when it comes down to our 3, it's obviously going to be Stefon Diggs. I really think John Brown is going to be lining up opposite to Stefon Diggs, and Cole Beasley is going to be our slot guy, as always. I think Gabriel Davis, he'll probably look at about maybe a little less than 50% of the snaps, probably like 34% of like the snaps in total of 2020. I'm seeing him be out in the field. What about Poyer? Well, so the most underrated player on the team, Poyer. I think Milano's more underrated, in my opinion. And so, but Poyer, like, he's been a stud for us. And so finally you know, he's paid now, right? So we got him. And so I've always appreciated Poyer. Shoot. And I don't think Milano is underrated at all anymore. Yeah. And so maybe from a Bills fan perspective, but I think from just an NFL fan, like he's slept on hard. What do you think of opinions on AJ Klein? I think that while he's not going to be like a huge impact player, like he's probably, in my opinion, the weakest link in our defense, which is not a bad thing to say because he's still a hell of a player. In my opinion, I think he's probably still going to have similar production to what sort of Lorenzo Alexander put out during, his last year, obviously. So I don't think that we're going to see any like major differences, but I mean, and so I'm right on AJ Klein. And so I think that he'll do for now. That D-line is scary. Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, for sure. Like Milano is super underrated to the media because the only thing that they show of Milano on like ESPN is when Lamar Jackson just completely juked him and like broke his ankles. But I mean, who wouldn't, right? I think Gabe Davis ceiling profiles like OBJ could be a hot take, but I see similarities. No, dude, and so I definitely do too. Like they even look alike. And so Gabe Davis like has like the exact same like blonde like hairstyle that OBJ had a couple of years ago. It's hysterical. Like look it up and like you'll see like a bunch of comparisons of the two. It's absolutely hysterical. Jorge Soto, predictions for Josh Allen passing numbers this season. He's going to do over 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns in the air, 7 rushing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Andrew GTV, thoughts on Miami and how they're building. I think Miami is going to be a second place team. I think Miami might even take one of the wild card spots this year. I really do. I said that I think that they're going 9-7 this year. They'll be in second place. Yeah, I think they will be a good team. And so I heard the Bills are getting at least 4 primetime games this season. I hope so. Devin Singletary's stat line. Jaden, it's going to be tough because I think the Bills are now going to be a running back by committee. I think that Singletary and Moss are going to share a lot of snaps. I think Singletary will see more snaps than Moss. I think it's going to affect his overall numbers, but I could see Singletary going for a 1,000-yard season. I really do. Maybe a couple touchdowns. 7-8 touchdowns, maybe 1 or 2 receiving touchdowns. Milano knew he messed up after getting juked out too. And I was at the game and saw the replay. Yeah, I know. Singletary 60-40 split on carries. Yeah, spin 110%. I totally agree with you on that. Denver was good, dude. Dan, I've been saying Moss reminds me of a young Lynch. Yeah, dude. Like, dude's like a bowling ball. Like, when you see him just absolutely bust through defensive lines, it's exactly what our offense needed. It really is. Like, you have no idea how much that this is about to, like, completely, like, make the Bills go absolutely off. It's going to open up play action. It's going to open up everything. And that pick with Zach Moss is a lot more important than a lot of people say. Angel, what's up? With what we have this year on the red zone, we'll be having options. Just try to have that visualization. I know it's sick. It's sick. Josh Allen's down. Who's the backup? I'm saying Fromm. I like Fromm. But then again, I mean, like, he needs to prove himself in training camp and preseason. Before I make any, like, takes on who I prefer, if Barkley or Fromm, I need to see the preseason. And so you're thinking that Kyler Murray will break out this year? I mean, he's got some help. Like, I mean, he's got some crazy weapons, man. He's got some crazy weapons with DeAndre Hopkins now. Still Larry Fitzgerald. He has Christian Kirk. Yeah. And the Arizona Cardinals cannot be slept on. Wait, why is Josh Allen out? He's not out. And so we're just talking hypotheticals. And so who will have a better year, Brady or Rivers? I think Rivers is going to have a better year. This is a hot take here. Rivers will have a better year because Tampa Bay's O-line is trash, y'all. Is trash. And so I know that they ended up moving up and getting an offensive lineman in the draft, but they have so much more to fix on that offensive line. It's disgusting. Like Brady has all these weapons. Cool. But I mean, and so not unless Brady is releasing the ball in like 0.7 seconds, he's going to be on his ass the majority of 2020. And then right on the opposite side of the scheme, Phillip Rivers, he has an amazing offensive line. So I think Rivers has a better year. Chad, who do you worry about more, Jets or New England? I mean, I worry more about the Dolphins than either of those two teams, but between the Jets or New England, probably New England, because you just can't count out Bill Belichick, man. Bills will have number 1 defense this year, top 10 offense. Oh, yeah, Denver, I'm feeling it. And so I hope a top 5 offense would be nice. A top 5 offense would be pretty dope. I think the Bills are going all the way. Yo, Brad, I love it. Just keep manifesting that. What kind of season is Brady going to have? I think Brady's going to be on his ass a lot in 2020. He's going to get absolutely murked. Baker might have a better year, but Allen wins more playoff games. Yeah. And so, like I said, I really see the Browns making a comeback this year. I really do. They just needed 1 year to sort of mesh and get all those superstar personalities together. Current Bucks are overrated, and everyone thinks they're going to the Super Bowl, and Brady hasn't hit the field with them yet. Yeah, I know, Ryan. That's the media for you. Dalton to the Patriots, a realistic chance of happening? Yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm almost willing to bet that it happens within the next 24 hours. And do you think Ed Oliver will have 10 sacks this season? Oh, yeah, I do. This is his breakout year this year. From watching tape, Fromm has no chance of beating out Barkley. Cincinnati's 5-1-3. Yeah, dude. I agree. I am a Georgia fan. I am. And while I would like to see Fromm come out, we just got to see what preseason holds, really. And for me to be able to make that final prediction, that final stat line, I think Oliver has over 12.5 sacks, in my opinion. That would be dope. Bill Belichick is the greatest of all time, not Tom. I agree with you, Ollie. I agree with you that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. Thanks, Daniel. As much as I love Jordan Phillips, I feel his loss won't be as bad because he had a lot of coverage sacks and that Oliver will go off. Oh, yeah, I agree. And so if I were to buy one upcoming rookie's jersey, which one would it be? And so say that it was me, then I would buy a Zach Moss jersey. I would buy a Zach Moss jersey just because I'm super pumped about that pick. What's up, Amy? Was the Tua pick the Finns' best pick in the 2020 draft? I'd say. And so that's just building for the future at that point. Our defensive line will be competing with each other for sacks. Yeah. What do you think of the 2 rookie receivers? Love them. And I think both of them will make the team. I think it's insane on how Bean can just find players on this D-line that have at least 7 legit starters. Yeah, dude, we really do. Bean, just start building the statue now, y'all. Just start building the statue now. Let's just donate it to the city of Buffalo. Him and Sean McDermott. So yeah, guys. So what do you know? We are currently an hour and 25 minutes into yet another live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really means a lot to me. You all know that Thursday is Don Mafia stream time. It really is. Don Mafia is lit on Thursday night. In fact, I'm not going to lie, I had a ball. I had an absolute ball with you guys on the draft. It was a great damn time. So let's just make this a tradition, guys. Let's just make this a tradition. I got a lot of requests that I stream a couple of games this season. I'm probably not going to do all of them, but the primetime games, I'll probably stream my live reaction the entire time. So y'all can definitely look forward to that coming up in the season. I'm trying to think what else I have coming up. It's like super exciting. I'm starting a Madden series soon. So for you guys that play Madden, then that will be exciting. I'm like going to be challenging, like say that the Bills play the Jets, that I'm challenging my buddy who's a Jets YouTuber, and I'm just going to completely destroy him on Madden like 3 or 4 days before the game. That's something to look forward to. What else do I got going on? I don't know. You will be updated, guys. If you don't follow me on social media, follow me on Instagram at Real Dan Mitchell. Same thing for Twitter at Real Dan Mitchell. Yeah, guys, like that's basically it. Thank you for tuning in once again. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.